Johnstown, Pennsylvania, a city shaped by industry, resilience, and history. Nestled in the Allegheny Mountains, Johnstown has experienced some of America's greatest triumphs and tragedies. Through every disaster, every moment, and every cultural movement, the media has played a crucial role in shaping how these stories were told, remembered, and understood. From the devastation of the Johnstown floods to the steel strikes, from the cinematic moments of Slapshot to the heartbreaking loss of Flight 93, Johnstown has been a focal point in national history, covered by newspapers, radio stations, and television alike. Even today, with challenges like the opioid epidemic, the role of media in documenting and influencing the city's legacy remains vital. The Johnstown flood of 1889 is one of the most well-known disasters in American history. When the South Fork Dam collapsed after days of heavy rain, it sent millions of tons of water rushing into the Conemaugh River Valley, wiping out homes, businesses, and entire neighborhoods. More than 2,200 lives were lost. The media coverage was immediate and widespread. Newspapers across the country published headlines about the catastrophic destruction, drawing national attention to the disaster. It was one of the first major relief efforts led by the newly formed American Red Cross under Clara Barton. Later floods in 1936 and 1977 again devastated Johnstown, prompting new national coverage, federal intervention, and long-term efforts to protect the city from future disasters. Even recently, the Johnstown Flood Museum faced water damage due to an internal flooding issue, a reminder that water remains both a historical and ongoing threat to the city. Beyond natural disasters, Johnstown has also been at the center of major labor movements. As a steel town, it played a significant role in the fight for workers' rights. During the steel strike of 1919, thousands of steelworkers walked off the job, demanding fair wages and better working conditions. At the time, the media's portrayal of the strike was divided. Some newspapers framed the workers as heroes fighting for justice, while others, influenced by the fears of communism, painted them as radicals threatening the American economy. Noam Chomsky, in Media Control, argues that this kind of portrayal is not accidental, but a deliberate effort by the upper class to frame strikers as unruly and dangerous in later strikes of 1939, shifting the public's opinion in favor of corporate interests. He describes this ability to control the narrative as a spectacular achievement of propaganda, demonstrating how the elite use mass media to maintain power. This was evident in Johnstown, where the dominant media voices often reflected the interests of steel magnates rather than the struggles of the workers themselves. Johnstown has not only been a city of historical events, but also a place of cultural significance. The 1977 film Slapshot, starring Paul Newman, was filmed in Johnstown and showcased the city's love for hockey, while also reflecting the struggles of a declining steel town. But not all of Johnstown's moments in the media have been about entertainment. On September 11, 2001, the quiet fields near Johnstown became part of one of the darkest days in American history. United Airlines Flight 93, hijacked by terrorists, was brought down near Shanksville after passengers bravely fought back. News coverage of the event was intense, focusing on the incredible heroism of those on board who sacrificed their lives to prevent further destruction. Today, the Flight 93 National Memorial stands in tribute, and each year, the media revisits the story to honor the victims and ensure their bravery is never forgotten.
More recently, Johnstown has faced challenges with the opioid epidemic, a crisis that has impacted countless families across the country. Local media, particularly WJC-TV, has dedicated extensive coverage to the issue. They've hosted opioid town hall meetings, interviewed experts, and shared personal stories of those affected, trying to educate the public and provide resources for those in need. Some have praised WJAC for taking the crisis seriously and using its platform for awareness, while others have criticized local media for not doing enough to hold those responsible accountable, particularly pharmaceutical companies and government agencies that failed to act sooner. Regardless, the opioid epidemic remains a critical issue, and media coverage continues to shape how the public understands and responds to it. Johnstown's story is one of survival. Through every tragedy, the city has rebuilt. Through every challenge, the people have persevered. The media, through newspapers like the Tribune Democrat, multiple radio stations, and television outlets like WJC-TV, have been there every step of the way, documenting history as it happens. Whether through disaster reporting, labor movement coverage, or even pop culture moments, media has shaped how Johnstown is seen by the world and how it sees itself. And as the city moves into the future, the role of media will continue to evolve, ensuring that Johnstown's story, its struggles, its triumphs, and its resilience is never forgotten.